Alright, so we're just waiting for Lester to get into the house. Oleg is running a bit late. He'll join us when he can. Ah, there is Lester. I'm going to admit him. Okay, Lester. Come in, Lester.
Oh, is there?
Is now a good time to tell you I can't hear you?
Um,
No, I'm
okay.
joking. Oh, I just love,
double checked everything.
I love my job. Okay, just let me just sort out some technical issues as always. Life would not be fun if it wasn't technical. Okay, let's do this because we are on live. Let's do it.
Okay.
Okay.
Sure.
Oh, wait.
This
Did
way.
you notice the mistake? Oh, wait. Wrong one. Some things.
What's the mistake?
Oh, of course, you can't hear it, right?
I can't hear
played
the music.
I played
Is it the wrong theme
old
tune?
Theme song.
You know what? Let's just start again.
Okay. Bye. See you next week.
No, it's cool. Where's Oleg?
He is on his way. He's running a bit late.
Oh my god.
Yeah, like I missed his message. He did say to me, he did tell me in time, and he was like, "Oh, can't we do it at 12:30?" But I didn't see the message, so I only saw it just before we came on. So I said to him, "Listen, dude, we're gonna start. Pull in when you pull in." So,
Just bring the coffee, Oleg.
yeah, I didn't rub that in, right? But I mean, him and I, we've just had coffee, so.
All right.
Let's just
You
do it
saw
again.
each other.
Yeah,
We
we
split up.
Yeah.
And then come back again.
Yeah. We did our how do you say that?
Obligatory.
Obligatory. That's the one that I was trying to look for. Saturday morning coffee. Yeah, that thing.
Traditional.
Mm.
Um.
Yes. Anyway, so he'll be here. And welcome to the 131st episode of the Weekend Crack. We have no idea what we're going to talk about today, but we're going to wing it. Right?
Well, as is usual, time has passed since our last one. And,
Yes.
there's been an election in South Africa,
Which we're not going to talk about, right?
which has some results. No, I wanted to bring up one thing, not the results in the politics. I don't bring politics into this.
Okay. We don't do.
Although maybe I will.
We don't do politics,
No.
religion, and sex. Don't talk about money. Oh, whatever. Yeah.
I think we've done all of those things. But anyway,
Exactly.
one of the things that came out in the news feeds in the UK was that somebody looked at the results for Oranje.
And there was one.
It was one controversial
vote.
Vote for I think it was IFF.
Oh, EFF.
IFF.
For the EFF.
EFF.
Yes.
So we're just wondering over here whether there's going to be like some sort of manhunt on to find out who did this. And is it a practical joke, or is somebody snuck in, or who knows? But that's what I took away from all this.
Yeah, no, look, I mean, I must admit, I did see that come across social media, and like, you have to you got to chuckle at that and just think about, okay, what does that mean? Okay, now who is this guy? Is it a old Afrikaans guy that has voted for the EFF, or is it? I don't know. Like, what are the like how does this happen?
Yeah, some kid who's now 18 and can vote was forced to move there. Never been happy. Was torn away from his friends and school, and now he's just like, screw you guys.
Yeah. Or maybe there's
Or it was a whole
some
spoiled
youngster
vote.
that's like really upset with his old man and is I'll vote for the EFF.
Screw you guys.
But like you say, like the thing is, like when the results come out and everyone's going, who is it?
All right, guys.
And
Town hall meeting.
Everyone's thinking, oh, it's him, and he's going, no, wasn't me.
This manhunt's going to go on for the next 5 years until there's another election.
Yeah, well,
Or woman hunt. Let's not be sexist.
Yeah, it actually, this person hunt. It actually reminds me of some reality TV show that someone told me about. I actually haven't gone to watch it, and I'll probably get all the facts wrong here. But basically, it's some reality TV show that was shot in Australia, right? Where it's a very small community, and these guys were doing a documentary on these guys, like how they live out in the outback, and they're like only like, I don't know, 10 people or whatever that live in that area. And anyway, they were doing this reality TV show, and it turns out that during this reality TV show, there's one guy that everyone hates, right? And they were, whatever. And if I got my facts right, during while they were filming this thing, someone murders this guy.
No way.
Yes. And I mean, there's only like 10 people. So someone did it. I've got to find that thing, and I've got to go watch it. I keep on forgetting to go look for it. But I mean, it's the same kind of scenario in Orania. There's only so many people there. And who done it? It's like a real life version of Cluedo.
Exactly.
Yeah. Anyway.
Oh no, but that was entertaining.
Yeah, no. I mean, the other entertaining.
Didn't change the results at all, but I mean, it's now caused something to happen. I'm sure we're going to hear more on this.
Yeah, I suppose.
Murder rates in Orania skyrocket.
It's like everyone's going to be moving to Orania. So just a quick one on the results, if you want to put it that way. Okay, first of all, my voting experience was very, very good. It took me all of 20 minutes to vote. Okay. Emma I was 5 minutes and Emma was 20 minutes. We went at different times to different locations.
It was Emma's first vote.
Yeah, that was the first time that she could officially vote. In terms of the results, I suppose you're in two minds, because I suppose we all don't like change as much as we want it. Now we've got to the situation where, okay, so the ANC they only got like 40% or whatever. So now there needs to be some sort of coalition and that's like almost more traumatic or more unsettling than if the ANC just continued as they were continuing. And I know that's not the right way to look at it, but it's like, now
it's quite fascinating though, because MK had a lot better results expected and EA was kind of where it was. But if you look at those main parties that the ANC needs to build a coalition with, they've basically got three options.
Yeah.
The DA, who was theoretically the main competitor.
Yeah.
And is very, let's park that for a second. MK is led by a guy the ANC kicked out, arrested.
Yeah.
And EFF is also an all part of the ANC. They went on their own and so do they partner with people they've kicked out of the party who have a lot more radical ideas, or do they partner with somebody who's a bit more neutral, who is the main competitor?
Well, I mean, those thoughts running through my mind as well. Is like, if you look at the EFF and the MK, those are ex-ANC people. Like, you've got to admit that they left for a reason. Okay, so what was that reason? Okay, fine, that can be very complicated. So yes, that's like your question. Oh, okay, they left the ANC because they had some differing opinion or how things were done and all that kind of stuff. So now they've left. Okay, bear in mind that the DA came from the DP, came from the PFP, came from the UDF or whatever they used to be called. Bearing in mind that they were part of the struggle, maybe a little bit more publicly because they weren't banned like the ANC was. but they were also pushing for apartheid to be abolished. So theoretically, they were on the side of the ANC in terms of the struggle. Okay, and I think people forget that because, like in South Africa, it's like almost you get the sense, well, most South Africans won't vote for the DA because that's a white party, and the white is associated with apartheid.
Yeah,
Forgetting that white party, if you want to be, were on the side of the ANC during the struggle. So it is a bit of it's a bit of a problem. But so I mean, it's interesting to see what's going to happen. I mean, the chances are that the ANC won't join forces with the DA. Right. Because that's the enemy.
How long have they got to make coalition?
I don't know. And then I read something the other day that actually in the Constitution, it doesn't say that you have to form a coalition to form a government. There are other mechanisms that you can use to, and then it basically very much like a coalition. So like you don't make it like I don't know much about this, but it's like you don't make a formal agreement to work together. However, every time there's a decision, there's like a vote kind of thing. I think something like that. Anyway, so I don't know. You see, the thing is, I don't follow politics closely enough to understand exactly how all this works.
And that's why people tune into this show to learn.
Hey, well, they're not getting it here.
You might learn something here.
Sorry for you. You're not getting it here because we don't know. Anyway, yeah. Okay, let's move on from politics. What is the most common subject to talk about when you've got nothing to talk about?
The weather.
Okay, let's talk about the weather. It's cold here.
What do you call cold? Because I'm sitting in shorts here.
Well, here's the
15 degrees.
Yeah, I can see you in your African safari multicolored shirt. Can you remember those shirts that they used to give you on the mine from trappers? Did you ever?
Yeah.
Did you ever get those? Like as your like when you were like foreman or managerial level.
No, mine was pure khaki. It wasn't two-toned.
Okay, yeah, I don't know. Like I used to have the two-tone thing. Mother fluffer. Anyway,
and everyone was wearing it, so it's fun.
Yeah, we got it for free, so it doesn't really matter.
You got it for free.
Yeah, and my Wrangler jeans for 150.
Did you have a big belt buckle to go with it all?
No, I didn't. I had my own belt buckle. Yeah, so back to the weather. It's cold here. What I found kind of interesting, I checked what it says the temperatures. It's 14 degrees. Okay. It was 15 degrees the other day and it wasn't this cold.
You are sitting in a garage, right?
Yeah, I am sitting in a garage.
It's a fridge.
But if you go outside, it's flippin' icy today. There must be snow on the mountains somewhere. No, fortunately not. So, but it is icy, dude. It is icy. Anyway, so winter is upon us. And Oleg's not here for me to share this, and I wasn't really going to share this because, it puts a lot of pressure on me, but I thought I'll share it anyway. So just before this cold snap, I was doing some cold water therapy. Are you joking? So I would jump in the pool every morning at 5:30 and freeze my nuts off. No, but it was pretty cool, and I thought, okay, I wonder if I'm going to be able to keep this up because I had this thing in my mind that we were gradually going to go into winter. So I thought, okay, if I do it every day, it's like, like you won't really notice it. And then we had this cold snap, and I was like, yeah, no, I don't think so. Anyway, so
it doesn't count unless you're breaking ice when you jump in.
Yeah, I haven't got there yet. And I suppose it doesn't count if I don't have evidence. So.
Yeah, well, this is why it's a good job Alec's not here. We didn't get that. We still haven't seen the daily evidence.
No.
We saw one video.
But I will make a video when The next time I do it, I'll create a video, and we won't tell
Yeah, we
Erling
need
about
to-
it, and then we'll reveal it. I'll
and hope he doesn't
I'll
listen
do a
back to
couple
the
of
show.
days. I'll do a couple of days, and then I'll create like a TikTok reel. Anyway, yeah.
Okay, so how's this?
Yes.
I was on a business trip this week
Where did we go?
in Madrid. Madrid.
What was the weather like in Madrid?
España.
España.
It was 34 degrees. And we're coming from 18 to 20 degrees. So going to 34 is quite a shock to the system.
A pleasant shock or
Right.
unpleasant shock?
I'm not complaining. So I've been
Yes.
to Madrid when their peak summer, when it's like 44, 46. And that is when I start complaining.
Yes.
Because people don't turn the aircon on, they just open the windows. And I'm like, what? No, but my point here is, yes, I went to it. It was a lovely time. I love Madrid. Great food, great culture, all that good stuff. This week I found something I didn't like. And it does pertain to the weather, so it's still on topic. It's 34 degrees every day. I think one day was 36. You get it's quite warm. So the whole thing was there was a lot of us gathering there on business and one of the was just a hotel. It has a rooftop bar, so in Spain they typically eat quite late in the evening compared to the rest of Europe. So after you finish work, you've got a few hours to kill before you can actually eat. So naturally, we're all going to gather around the bar, and this hotel has a rooftop bar. So we're like, this looks good. It's got a swimming pool on the roof. It's got a bar. It's a nice little place for us to network, catch up, and all those good things. Get to the hotel. Sorry, the rooftop bar is not open because the pool is not open. And I'm like,
What?
why is the pool not open? It's 35 to 34, 35, still like 28 at 9 o'clock at night. Why is your pool not open? It's not officially summer yet, so therefore the pool is not open.
Are you kidding me?
No. Summer officially starts in Madrid yesterday, the day after I fly back. I'm like, surely you go, what? And I'm sure I'm missing something here because it's like everybody knows. It's like, yeah, it's not summer yet.
But I mean,
The pool's not open.
yeah, but that's like a typical case of someone following the rules. You know what I mean? And not thinking beyond that. And have they not heard of global warming and that the whole climate thing is changing? So let's be flexible.
Maybe they've adjusted. They're just like living warmer now. In which case, summer's going to be later next year.
Jeez.
I mean, they do have a thing that all public swimming areas need to have a lifeguard on duty, which costs money. Even if you're living in a complex which has a communal pool, it has to have a lifeguard.
Oh, really?
And so over summer, thousands of people are hired as lifeguards for the summer.
Okay.
Yeah,
So,
pools close at a certain time. Even hotel pools close at a certain time because the lifeguard is now off shift.
Okay. Look, I mean, I can buy into that.
If you're on holiday, you cannot stay at the swim past 6 o'clock. And maybe it is a good thing. There you go. It's only officially summer in Madrid yesterday.
Sorry, man.
Yeah, and I think the temperature drops to temperature. I think drops today to 32.
It's too cold for them to swim now. Yeah. Oh, that's interesting, dude. That's super interesting. Okay, let's talk Formula One.
Yeah, so I haven't had time to read up on it, but I heard some news thing that I don't know if it's next season or the season after, there's some major regulations coming into play.
That's correct.
Where they are making the cars shorter, nimbler, and hybrid.
I love when they say that, okay, the cars are going to be narrower. They're going from 2 to 1.9. And the cars are going to be shorter. They're going from yeah, exactly. It's like 0.1 difference of a meter. It's like
I
100
mean, I
mil.
quite like this because the Formula One car now is longer, I think, than it's ever been.
Yeah.
And if you start looking at tracks like Monaco, if your car's that long, you can't overtake. Cars
You
are
can't
shorter,
turn.
that gives you more options.
It's turning circle
Yeah, it's
that's restricted.
the turning circle. And then Monaco, when you go past Sena and you go down the hill,
Mm.
it's very to Fairmont Hotel. It's like a 120-degree turn.
Yeah, it's like a
I'm
hairpin.
surprised they can get around there two abreast.
Yeah, well, you see how
That's good
slowly they
driving.
go. But I mean, you see how slowly they go when they go around there. Because they have to, because it was like, if I go any faster, I'm not going to make it. I mean, did you see? I'm sure you saw Perez's crash.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was a disaster.
But that's what it's like now. You're going to win Monaco unless you change something, which then you do, you're not going to win Monaco unless you're in pole position
Yeah.
or you get caught out or you benefit from a safety car because there are crashes.
Mm, yeah.
I love
So,
Monaco's circuit and the whole thing, but
yeah.
fun race to watch.
Look, I mean, I know that they've said that they were thinking about taking it off the calendar. And, like, for me, I think it's a pity. I can understand why they want to because of the fact that this pedestrian nature of the race. So, like, if you're not in the top three, you've got like zero chance of winning unless something really, really goes wrong.
Yeah.
So I can understand from that aspect that they say, oh, it's not the greatest race to have on the calendar because of XYZ. However, if you just think about the sort of publicity that it gets because of where it is and the people
Yeah.
that are going there,
Yeah.
yeah, you go, oh, it would be a pity to take it off because it's like almost like how can I say it? It's like almost like the golden child of Formula One because it's like almost like the epitome of wealth. And that's like Formula One's this like expensive sport and it's like high profile and all that kind of stuff. And out of all the races in the calendar, that's the one that seems to attract the most sort of celebs and all that kind of stuff. Although I must admit, they are, if you look at the American races, yeah, those Miami, Las Vegas, they are also getting close to that sort of profile, that they're getting. It's like high end kind of stuff. Yeah. Yeah. So I'm a little bit
Playground of the rich and famous.
so I'm a bit conflicted on that one. Yeah, but I must admit I did enjoy watching the race. The race was eventful. I mean, there were some things that happened, so cool.
I'm glad about the results. I think it's always good to see someone from little Monaco's so small, and for them to produce racing drivers, it's in their blood because of this. I mean, they do all the formulas, right?
Yes.
It's not just Formula One there. There's several races that go on.
They've
So
even got the historic Formula One race that happens there.
I'm sure.
Where they race the race, like Formula One cars of yesteryear.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, so I mean, good for Charles
I think it's great
Leclerc.
to see somebody from Monaco actually win it.
Yeah, absolutely.
Doesn't happen that often.
Absolutely. Yeah. No, it was good. I enjoyed it. And I see now the Canadian Grand Prix. I was watching Free Practice 1 yesterday. I didn't get the second one. But the first one, well, it wasn't that eventful, other than it's setting up the weekend to be super unpredictable because a lot of rain.
This is why I like this circuit.
And it's funny because I was
not like a Monaco, which is a foregone conclusion.
Yeah,
almost.
and I was actually thinking about it because it's quite a funny sort of Grand Prix because not funny, but I mean in the sense that it's like almost like it doesn't like resonate with you in sense of you're talking about Spa and you're talking about Imola and you're talking about etc. And the American ones, so, Las Vegas, Miami, like they seem to be in your mind, at the back of your mind, and you always forget the Canadian Grand Prix. However, the Canadian Grand Prix is the one that has been the most unpredictable, in the sense that it's got the highest, what did they say? They gave a stat yesterday. It's got the highest number of red flags, the highest number of safety cars. The percentage is up like at 70% or something, if I've got it right, that something is going to happen. Unpredictable is going to happen. And I mean, besides the weather, they've also introduced some grass in the runoff areas, which the guys were saying yesterday actually makes it quite interesting, because that just means that, like if someone, runs wide and he goes into the sand trap or whatever, that's one thing. But if you got grass and you just clip that grass, and they got painted lines, so if it's wet, you just hit the. I mean, it happened to Joe yesterday in free practice 1. I mean, the guy he was slightly off, and he hit the painted line into the wall, dude. Into the wall.
So the top 3 on second practice, 2 of them are Aston Martins.
Yes. Alonso, yeah. And
even with rain, they are considerably faster.
And I was
I
haven't watched the highlights yet, but I saw a little bit of a blurb there with Max having a problem. And there was a quote there like, "Oh, I smell smoke. I smell something burning." And I'm thinking, okay, you're traveling down the road at 300 k's an hour or 200 k's an hour, and you can smell something burning. That's quite interesting. So look, I mean,
let's see, where was Max?
Yeah, so I think
Max was third slowest. He did 4 laps.
Yeah,
in second practice.
Yeah. So I think the season's going to hot up because, excuse the pun, that I don't think it's going to be
fire.
I don't think it's going to be an easy season for Red Bull and for Max. Although
when I was on this little business trip, I was with 2 Amsterdam. It was like, you should live this season as if it's your last, because Max isn't going to be famous next year. And they're like, no. They were like very passionate about this. Maybe I've stepped across the line too far here. It's like, no, like blasphemy even talking about it.
No, exactly. Yeah. What did I want to say now? We were talking about Max. I was quite surprised that they've extended Perez's contract.
Yeah, I mean,
As much as I think he's done a good job, because they said that if he finishes this contract, the one that he's just extended now, if he makes it to the end of that, it will be the team that he's been with the longest in his Formula One career. I mean, that's significant. I don't think he's done a bad job.
Agreed.
However,
surely the mindset of this racing car driver. So he's won the Grand Prix, sure, but he always seems to be second fiddle.
But I mean,
why is he always the second driver?
Yeah,
that's what he wants. Surely not.
But surely, I mean, I suppose up against Max Verstappen in the same kind of car, because I mean, I would imagine his car is not exactly the same as Max's. I think most drivers would be second fiddle. Right.
Yeah, but before Max, it was the same.
Yeah. So, so in a way, I was secretly hoping that Carlos Sainz was going to make it into Red Bull, because I would have thought that he's probably one of the drivers that could get pretty close to Max. And I mean, from a Red Bull point of view, that would be good as a team. From a championship point of view.
Yeah.
But anyway, it's not going to happen. I'm predicting that he's going to land up at Kick or whatever they call themselves at the moment, Sauber, which is going to become Audi in 2026.
Who's leaving? So what we got? We've got Ganyu and Bottas and the Sauber cars today.
Oh, dude. We've got 10 minutes left.
Oh.
Time flies when you're having fun.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay, let's move off Formula One. There's just one thing I want to talk about quickly. Now here's Oleg. Let's just see Oleg. Hello, sir.
Hey, dude, I'm outside.
Okay, I'll open for you now.
Cool.
Your timing couldn't have been worse. Okay, hold that thought.
Talk amongst yourselves.
Well, why don't you do the days of the year while I'm and then we can just talk about the last topic quickly. Okay.
Well, days of the years. Days of the year is National Dragonfly Day. It's National Outlet Shopping Day. It's in the tradition of the wines, there's always a wine every week. Today is National Rosé Day. So that's the flavor of the day for the weekend for the wine. So National Oopsie Daisy Day. So basically, you need to keep things positive. When you wake up in the morning, you must go, it's Oopsie Daisy, put a smile on your face and be positive, and hopefully that will rub off against everybody around you who's getting really annoyed and upset because they just want a quiet start to the day. They don't need somebody in their face. But yes, the whole idea is everybody needs to get in a better mood. And if you're positive, then it'll rub off. Yeah. Children's Day is also today, so maybe the two things are linked. They should be say that's National Children's Day in the US, at least. Don't think it's the International Children's Day day. It's also National Donald Day.
Okay, cool. Well, let me just say hi to everyone.
Familiar with that?
We're almost running out of time.
And it's National
Good morning,
Day.
good afternoon, and good evening, ladies and gentlemen, wherever you might be tuning in from, hopefully from South America or somewhere more exotic. But I reckon we're going to have we'll definitely have participation from the United Kingdom.
I've just gone through the national days and I've got to the one where it's National Best Friends Day today.
High five.
So you should spend time with your besties.
High five.
On a podcast on a Saturday.
On a
Saturday.
podcast. That's how you celebrate it. Absolutely.
Yeah. Yeah. Have you got anything else on the...
You know what I have?
Yes.
Today was the day that Ghostbusters, the original movie, was premiered. And it made me feel old, so I don't know if I want to talk about that.
Okay.
But you can guess at the year.
I don't know, 1980 something. 1990.
Wasn't it 80s?
It was 84.
Yeah.
Oh my God, I was still in primary
Oleg
school.
born then.
Yeah.
Oleg was 2.
Before you know it, you guys gonna slip into the whole war story stream and how things were during the 19th century and stuff.
We can't, mate. We're so old. We don't remember.
Yeah, exactly. Fortunately, yeah. Yeah.
Okay, but I do have a little story, and if we have time.
Yeah, go for it. You got
it's about
6 minutes.
France's biggest ever bank robbery is basically the background.
Mm-hmm.
And it happened in the 60s, 70s. Basically, it's about this guy who's died on this day. That's the link. It's the guy who orchestrated the biggest bank robbery ever known. And the bank was a bit like the Titanic. They built it like nothing will sink the Titanic. This bank was built like so strong, no one will ever get in here. So they didn't actually put all the fail safes and checks and balances in place. But anyway, he managed to rob this thing. The whole thing was this guy He was tear away. I won't go into the details. Basically, he ended up joining the parachute regiment for France and ended up fighting in Southeast Asia, China, and it was always a bit of a tear away. He used to do a lot of theft things, but while he was in the army, and he won. He got wounded. He won medals for bravery and all sorts, and eventually he got bored and actually went and robbed a shop or something whilst in the army. He got arrested and shipped out to France in handcuffs. And when he came out, he ended up living in Nice, running a little shop. It always got a bit, I need to do something here, like the adrenaline rush of the theft. And he was quite a charismatic guy. He got invited to like all the major things. He was mates with all the celebrities. He knew the guys in Monaco. He knew everybody, and this is on this, the French Riviera. So he was everybody wanted to have. He's got loads of stories. People liked him and all that. And so anyway, in the background, he was like, I'm bored. So he basically started off in this bank. He's like, I'm going to rob this bank just to prove it can be done. An alarm clock in a safety deposit box to see if what sort of acoustic alarms they might have. They don't have any. So he set the alarm clock to go off at midnight in the safety deposit box. Clever. Anyway, so he spent some time after that. He hired some hoodlums from Marseille, and he got them to go into the sewers that ran underneath the bank, and they dug a tunnel, and they really kicked it up and all sorts. Very clever. And eventually he went in on the Bastille bank holiday weekend, and they robbed it. And they blocked the door and all sorts. And police finally came in and found the place. They don't even know how much was in there because it's safety deposit boxes, but they estimate because of the area, it's like over 100 million francs at the time. So it was a big thing. And the guys had left their lunch there. They were there that long.
Yes.
They wrote on the walls, without weapons, violence, or hate. Don't shoot us because we're doing this for fun, kind of thing. But yes, a few weeks later, police caught some of the guys who just spilled the beans about everybody, and that's how they found out who he was. That he was the main guy. But at the time, him and the mayor of Nice were on a holiday jet somewhere else, and he got arrested at the time. They landed, and it was all a bit shocking. There's no way there's this guy. We love this guy.
Yeah, exactly.
Anyway, in his trial, he asked the judge, saying, "Look, can we meet in chambers? Because I think there's something we need to tell you about before we make all this public." And the judge was very conscious because of all the publicity around the trial, and yeah, sure. And as they went into chambers, this guy jumps out the window. And landed safely. I don't know what floor they were on. Jumps out the window onto the back of a motorcycle of his mate outside and disappeared. And he was never caught. And yeah, they still haven't found all the millions. Everybody else in the group clearly went to jail. He got away with it. And it remains the biggest heist in France's history.
Wow.
But yeah, he died on this day. He was convicted of deed in his absence, so he had a life sentence whenever he was caught, but he was never caught.
But,
Oh, wow.
But how do
There
we
you
know
go.
when he died? Like,
Because we know who he is,
okay.
So
and
the
he
obituary
did
came out.
die in Italy.
Uh.
I mean, there's still a lot of publicity around this guy because this just adds to all his other 1,000 stories that he's got, that he robbed the biggest bank and got
Wow,
away with
it's
it. on the
amazing.
back
So
of a
he
motorbike.
basically biggest bank robbery, and he retired in Italy, somewhere in the south.
Oh, he traveled the world. He bounced between Europe and South America constantly.
The guy's a genius. He's a modern day Robin
There was
Hood.
no Interpol in those days.
Yeah.
There you go.
Oh, well done. And you finished that just in time. So we can end off nicely this time, seeing that we've got less than a minute. Now, it doesn't give us a second, so you could disappear at any moment.
Okay, in that case, play the
Let's-
music. Roll the thunder.
Let me make sure
Here's all.
I play the right music. I know you can't hear it.
Just vibe it. Just vibe it. Vibe it.
Anyway, we'll catch you next weekend, and then I'll tell my other story that I wanted to tell. Oh,
Was
my
it about,
discussion points?
about the biggest robbery committed in South Africa?
No. But it is related to some sort of crime.
Okay.
Okay, see you guys
It's
next
fashion.
week. Thanks for joining.
Bye.